Hello, everyone, and welcome in. This is Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist, and welcome to Rat Pack Fantasy Football. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike, did you turn your volume down on your headphones before I did that? Jeremy always yells at me because he forgets to turn them down, and then I cue the intro music and he goes partially deaf, but
no, it sounded great. It's really getting me in the mood for some fantasy football.
Nice. Yeah, we're here with the NFL Week 3, some sit starts. I got a full house today, SC, Jesse, and Mike. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. Good. That intro always gets me pumped. I love it.
I love it. I'm an old school 18 fan. I remember my dad used to watch that when I'd come home on lunch and right after school. So despite the fact that I think the show, the last episode of the show aired like 3 months before I was even born, I still love it. Grew up with a show that's older than I am, but wow, we got some enthusiasm going on today. It's going to be streaming all over. Normally there's 2 or 3 destinations. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This show going to be all over. We got 7 today.
I got you, man.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Shit. So I guess we get started with the pressing ones of the day. It looks like it's a mess in Green Bay without Bakhtiari, but fantasy relevant wise, they're without Aaron Jones and they're without Christian Watson. What do we want to discuss first? The running back situation or the receivers?
Running backs. Let's hit it.
All right, so no Jones. What are we thinking? I know everyone's going to jump on A.J. Dillon. We've also got Will Wilson and Patrick Taylor.
Yeah, just avoid Dillon still. He sucks, man. I'm not playing Dillon. So I get it, but you have to be desperate to play him. I don't want to touch that inefficient guy.
Where does everyone have him ranked? I'm trying to look up my running back rankings now.
Let me see where he's at real quick.
I got him as a low-end flex at best. It was if Jones is out, he's almost playable as like a running back 32 to 40 range. With Jones active, he wasn't even on my radar.
I have him. I have him 33 right now. And as I look at the 33, I'm thinking lower because I have Roschon one above him, which I like, but I've got Kendre Miller, who I think I'm going to move above him. I've got Craig Reynolds, who I probably also want to move above him. Like, I'm not a big fan of him this week. Are we, out of desperation, are you good streaming either of the potential backups? And what did I say, Emmanuel Wilson and Patrick Taylor?
If I'm not playing Dillon, I'm not playing Patrick Taylor.
Yeah.
No, come on.
How deep league we talking? Like 32-team league?
So we're all out on Quadzilla is what you're saying?
Yeah.
You're praying he falls in for a touchdown, but, I mean, he hasn't shown anything yet.
The offense just doesn't look like it's gonna run through him. I mean, when he's on the field, it's like it's just gonna be what Jordan Love can do. So I mean, if he loves him, then sure. But you're hoping for desperation at that point, starting him.
Yeah, he's a floor player outside to me.
I'm thinking there's going to be a little more optimism on the wide receiver side of the ball. We got no Watson, so I think Dobbs is in. But if you had to choose, who are you going with this week? You going Dobbs? I've gone back to Reed in a lot of leagues. I think I've got Musgrave as a few starts here and there. What's your favorite out of this? Are you, I don't know. Who are you going with here? Are you just sitting all these guys too?
Reed possibly, but I like Musgrave too.
Yeah, I got Reed actually ahead of Dobbs this week. I'm expecting it to kind of increase for him this week since week 3, and he's the rookie. But yeah, I have them kind of close in rankings.
Yeah, it's Reed for me. I think Dobbs is a touchdown prayer, and then Watson, you want to see what his snap share looks like coming off the hamstring.
Yeah, Dobbs also has the terrible matchup, so like that worries me on top of it too. So it's just I'm just trying to avoid him.
We've got Jack back in the chat here. I don't know if he's just here to shit talk me again or if he has a question. But hey, fellas, Craig Reynolds, Kendre Miller, Devon A-Chain, bench one tournament, PPR, no trades, no waivers. I am starting Kendre Miller 100%. Mm-hmm. I think I'm also starting A-Chain. I know Reynolds is a popular pickup this week, but it sounds like they might finally unleash Jahmyr Gibbs. Kendre's the easy start. I'm pretty sure I'm benching Reynolds. What do you guys think?
So because it's a tournament, I want the upside. Like I don't want the Craig Reynolds 9 carries for 50 yards. I want the A-Chain. Maybe he busts off a couple of long ones. So give me Miller and A-Chain.
Fair point. All right. Who am I missing here? Who's the third one we're missing on the I'm drawing a total blank. Who's the other player who's not in the lineup today, boys?
Of these 3, it's Reynolds.
No. I was switching here. There were 3 inactives
Oh.
and I drawn a blank on the third one. It was
Oh,
Aaron and
sorry.
Joe. What was that?
No, nothing.
They just well, Wallo's inactive. That's one to look
Oh no,
at.
I knew that, but there was a third one. It was 2 Packers, and I was like, oh, we'll get to the other guy after. Now, for the life of me, I can't remember who the third inactive was. Oh well, shit happens. All right, guys. 1 sec, we got another one here. So busy, second live. I've seen him. Yeah, Mike's a busy guy.
Just out here grinding, but good to see you twice, Joker.
All right, so we've got some weather games. I believe we were talking before the show started, and the worst looked to be the Jets, Patriots, and the Browns, Titans. Any thoughts on players in either game that you're, downgrading or avoiding based on the weather, or someone who might get an upgrade based on the weather, if that's a thing?
Yeah, D Hop still worries me. Like, I get it, he's playing, but I'm not 100% confident because he didn't see that many snaps last week. So, and he basically didn't practice all week. He had a few inactives, so I'm still worried about D Hop even though he's playing. Like, I'm going to play him, but it's kind of a cautious play. Like, I'm not super bullish. I think he's like wide receiver 36 for me this week. So he's more in that low end flex range, like wide receiver 3. But I'm just not excited for him in this matchup.
I'm going to avoid everybody in this matchup, and actually both of them. So I don't want Browns pass catchers in a bad weather game. I don't want Titans pass catchers any of the time. And then the New England, New York Jets game, we're talking about 30-mile-per-hour wind with 2 of the worst quarterbacks in the league. Hard pass.
Yeah, that's
think-
the game that's an immediate pass.
The New England game, I mean, this may be a game for the running backs. This may be a game that if you have to fire up Zeke, because it might be a heavy run game, so you have Rondre and Zeke there.
I thought that too, but then I was thinking, like, as far as the Jets, I don't want to roll the dice on which one's going to get the carries. I feel comfortable starting Ramondre.
Yeah.
And as far as the Titans one, that was my first thought. The only one I want there is Derrick Henry. I'm not going to Jerome Ford against the Titans run defense. So I think in these 2 games, I'm starting Derrick Henry confidently, and I'm probably starting Ramondre. But like, I know Essie, you weren't done there. Sorry, but like, what are your thoughts? Are you taking a risk and you're going to go to Zeke? Or are you going to take a shot on Breece Hall or?
It's if you need to. I mean, I think if you need to have a flex because your other guys are, let's just say, Kendrick Miller or Craig Reynolds, that's someone I might take Zeke over that. On the flip side, Burrow, isn't Burrow out or is he questionable still?
Questionable.
Yeah.
Questionable.
It
He's
looks like
someone
it's
else too. I mean,
Even if he does play, are you excited about it?
no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If it's a bad weather game, then I'm probably benching him too, and that's that's crazy talking bench Joe Burrow. But that game, it might be a mixing type game here.
Is that one going to be a bad weather game too, Cincy LA or?
I thought that's the one we were talking about. My bad.
No, Cleveland,
Cleveland.
Tennessee,
Cleveland.
and the Jets and Patriots.
Cleveland.
That's where you lost me there. Yeah, Cleveland.
I'm not starting Hunt yet. I know a lot of people are high on Hunt, like, oh, he's coming back. I'm gonna wait a week before I start Hunt.
Yeah, I'd much rather play Ford over Hunt. Like, I'm not doing that on a short week. That just sounds like a disaster. At least Ford's going to get work. We don't know how involved Hunt's going to be, so that's even riskier to me. And if you want to play one of the Jets running backs, it's Breece, obviously, just because they're going to depend on him, and he's the guy that can bust a run, like we know with the other guy is. So it's like I'm going to play Breece on 2 of them, but I'm still not super high on either one of those.
I know we got a few other questions on the way. I'm waiting for them to get in the chat. So unless you guys have anything from Twitter or yourself right here, I have one that you can help me make. You can help me make my vampire decision in the Frankenstank League. So my options are this guy's team absolutely blows, which kind of sucks because he's 0-2 and he's lost all his good players already. Well, his great players already. So my options, I can take anyone off of his team, but the best options are going to be if I want a quarterback at Superflex, I can take Tua, but I already have Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert and Kenny Pickett. So I'm probably avoiding that. Mark Andrews is his tight end, but I already have Travis Kelce. So if I added Andrews, I'd probably have to flex him. His wide receivers are pretty garbage. Like he's got Mike Williams, Tank Dell, JSN, Jerry Jeudy, nothing real high end.
No, I got your answer there. That's Mike Williams.
Yeah, but like I got Amari Cooper, Chris Olave, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Waddle.
Mike Williams is over Amari Cooper the rest of the year for me, and it's honestly not really that close.
What about the running backs? What's going on with them?
So far my answer was also between Andrews or Williams at wide receiver, but the running backs is where I thought I was going to go. My options are, the leader was Aaron Jones, but he's injured, so that scares me. The next best option is Breece Hall, and my running backs are Josh Jacobs, Kendre Miller, Ken Walker, and Raheem Mostert, and Jalen Warren. So I probably need the running back the most, but can we trust Breece Hall or Aaron Jones? Or
If
am I
you can
best to go with
survive-
Mike Williams? Or
I'd rather bet on Brees than Mike Williams end of season. Like I'll just chase that upside with Brees because if he hits, it's going to be much more than Mike Williams hitting. So like that's what I'm going to chase with him. You just got to be patient with him. So if you can wait it out a few weeks, then yeah, like Brees would be the play.
Yep.
Yeah, I say Brees.
With your roster construction, you need the running back help, and especially in a Vampire League where they're going to take away players, you need that depth at that running back position, whether they're stealing them from you, they're getting hurt, or they just stink.
Well, and that's the thing so far. Like I said, I'm loaded at quarterback because I won week 1 and stole Justin Herbert. And then week 2, I stole Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I'm 2-0, and I have one of the better looking teams, if not the best looking team in the division. And this week, like I said earlier before the show, the guy set an illegal lineup, so he's going to take a 0, and I can steal literally anyone I wanted. Like, his best players are Tua and Andrews, but unfortunately, I don't need a quarterback or a tight end. And
yeah, you could play like keep away with Andrews just because you'd have like both of those tight ends, but
Well,
it's just you're
someone
losing the
suggested-
advantage.
Someone suggested take him and flex him, but
You
can
can-
I
I mean, I'd
flex
rather-
him over
I'd
like
flex
Chris
Kelsey.
Olave, Amari Cooper, most
Because like Kelsey gives you the bigger advantage, so like I'd flex him over Andrews, but like
But
yeah, it's
I
the same
also-
thing with those two guys.
I also think I need Brees or Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
It was Aaron Jones, but I think Brees now. I think I need Brees because as Brees should be going up, Raheem Mostert's likely to start coming down, and I've been playing Mostert. Like, whether he loses snaps to A-Chain or Wilson comes back, so I was thinking I might just go Brees Hall here.
Yeah,
Just thought I'd get your input on it. All right. Anybody got any interesting games or storylines they would like to discuss here before we get into it?
Let's see.
Not that it's crazy, but I just saw on Sleeper that Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan both reached out to the Jets showing interest. Does that change anything if one of them go there for you?
Who was the other one? Carson Wentz and who?
Matt Ryan. Yeah.
You know what? I must have. Did that break earlier in the week? Because I wondered why I've seen a whole bunch of Carson Wentz added in leagues this week. And I'm
Probably
going,
that's probably what it
What?
was.
so okay, people must have had rumblings. Really? No, I don't like that at all. What they should do is they should be calling Dallas and trying to get Trey Lance so they can just start the 2 biggest busts in that draft back to back.
I will say Wentz can at least support fantasy options. Like that's
Yep.
something Wilson can't do. At least like Wentz is chaotic. Like he's absolutely just a nutshell. Like when you watch him, it's all over the place. But he'll give you fantasy points. So like you can at least do that. I just don't know if Zach Wilson can even do that at this point.
Yeah. When you think about signing Matt Ryan, you're looking for somebody that's going to give you like a steady hand and really run the offense the right way. Except he was like 3rd in the league in turnovers last year, so he doesn't even do that anymore. Matt Ryan is dust. Carson Wentz is dust. Zach Wilson is dust. Jameis Winston to the Jets. Here we go.
Yeah. And like the
Sorry.
thing with Matt Ryan, their line's so bad that would be an absolute
If-
disaster. He would get
if-
destroyed behind that line.
I'm not
If
laughing
Jameis
at you.
Winston,
I have a
if Jameis
9-year-old
Winston-
trying to jimmy my bedroom door next to me to get it. And I'm sorry, I'm completely distracted. All I can hear is him out there with a butter knife trying to pick the lock on my door to get it. Because this is how my streaming goes. Sorry, okay. We got one more here. Half PPR, Zach Moss, Kyron Williams, Rashad White. I am benching Moss. Williams is the easy start here for me. I think I'm benching Moss. You guys?
I'm benching Moss.
Let me look at the matchups. I forget who's Indy got.
Yeah,
Baltimore,
so-
I don't want that.
Kyron's playing Cincy. Moss is playing Baltimore. So like
That's what I mean. I don't want
that's
Moss
tough.
in this.
Or Rashad's playing Philly.
Yeah, White's
Yeah, that's
playing
it's
Philly.
not a good matchup for any of them, really. Like it's just
Williams I'm playing for sure, and I think I'm gonna bench Moss. I think, but
Who would have thought Kyron Williams was the must-start option out of these 3? But
dude, I was explaining this on one of the shows. It was either with Jesse or Jeremy as we were doing one of our previews, and I was saying that I do my rest of season rankings and my trade value chart, and I base them kind of on the role they have, what they've done so far this season, and what their volume and the projections are based on that role. And when it came out based on numbers alone, just projections, this wasn't my rankings, this was projections. I looked at it. Kyron Williams came out as RB4 rest of season. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that was our
good
show.
God, is his work? That's how big his workload and his production has been. He was rest of season RB4 based on that. I'm going to look these three up in my actual rankings to see.
The downfall is both Kyron and Rashad play on Monday, I do believe. So if anything happens, then you're kind of
Yeah, they both do. Those are the 2 Monday night games. So I guess, well, are we really worried either of them is going to be out? I don't think so.
No, not that I know of.
Yeah.
Unless you
I'm
hedge your bets with Moss, at least you have one in, but
yeah, like the volume Moss was seeing is like phenomenal. So like I'm just gonna plug him in, and even in a terrible matchup, I'm gonna bench White over Moss. So but it's back to back. Like I'm not really bullish on.
I have Kyron at 11, so he's the easy one for me. Zach Moss I have at 20. Rashad I have at 25. So according to my own rankings, Rashad White is the sit, but I think I like Rashad White, and I might change that. Depends on what you get. He looked terrible week 1, and then Dan Schneider called him out about missing his holes, and I think he may have actually took what a fantasy analyst said to heart because he looked a lot better and did a much better job, and maybe he actually went and worked on that. I know it's an asinine theory to entertain, but in this case, it actually might have worked. But I think we agree Kyron Williams is the easy play. So do we have a consensus? Who are we sitting? SC, are you sitting Moss or White?
Moss, yeah. Moss.
Jesse?
I'm sitting White.
Mike?
I think I'm sitting Moss, but I feel gross with both of those options.
And I'm sitting Moss as well, and it's gross. So I think the consensus is Moss, but I think the consensus is we feel gross. So yeah, when Kyron Williams is the must start of the 3, it's a fucked up year.
I mean,
Man,
hopefully
running
those
backs
are like
last
2
few
flex
weeks-
spots, right?
What?
And like, hopefully those are 2 flex spots, and those aren't his 2 top running
They
backs.
are. They are. I don't know. I can tell you, I have access to that league. It's my cousin, so I'm pretty sure that one of them might be his RB2. I don't know. I think he had an injury. It's a flex spot. You're right. He could also flex, as I'm looking at it now. I have it literally up. He could flex Zay Flowers, Roshan, Judy, or JSN, or Jalen Warren. I think Flowers is the easy.
Say Flowers by a mile.
No. Okay, so he could move Kyron Williams up to his running back slot and then put Zay in at flex. Does everyone feel much better about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would do that more.
Who are you taking out of your running back spot though?
Zach Moss was in his running back spot because Kyron Williams is on the Monday Nighter, so he had him in his flex. So Steve,
I got
if
you.
you're still watching, I'm in your lineup right now. I just put Kyron Williams at your running back spot, and I'm putting Zay Flowers in at your flex. So hopefully you'll do this. Everyone feels much better about that as Kyron Williams and Zay Flowers over the other 2.
Even though Rashad's getting the work right now, I just don't like that matchup against Eagles. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
17 carries, he can get 50 yards.
Chuck's in the chat.
Zay Flowers is up against a bottom 2 defense. So
Yeah, and Rashad White's had a terrible matchup, a fantastic matchup, and he has another terrible matchup. So he's probably going to look closer to week 1 than he did the week 2 last week.
I'm not sure I understand the question. Zach Ertz versus Dallas or a week without coffee?
I mean,
Chuck, I'd rather run a 5K. That's my answer.
The answer is never not coffee, so I'm going with Zach Ertz in this situation.
Yeah,
I'm drinking
I don't
coffee.
drink coffee, but so
Trevon Diggs is out though, so I mean this could be a big game. You know, Zach Ertz looks like he's a good target for Dobbs here, so I mean I'm not really mad. I'm starting Zach Ertz in one of my leagues, so
yeah, me too. It's ugly volume. Like he's going to see some volume, but it's going to be like 6 receptions for 30 yards, like touchdown. Like he's going to get no yak or nothing. They're just going to shut him down. Same thing with Hollywood. I don't like either of those guys this week.
like I said on last week's recap, the NFL script is loving Arizona right now. They're like, we gotta make them look great here with Dobbs.
good God. Good God. That commercial is funny. It's funny that they've embraced it and they make actual commercials of it though.
Yeah.
That's
What
hilarious.
is it? It's like Chase, catch the ball without your hands. He's like, what?
Yeah, the no-handed catch. He goes, what's a no-handed catch? So I'm seeing a lot of. Oh, actually, before we get to it, we got one more here.
So is that Christian Watson? Because he's out. If that's Christian, because I can't. Who's
Christian
Watson?
Kirk? I think in it.
Oh, okay. I'm going Kirk.
Kirk or Dotson.
I'm pretty
My
happy.
instincts tell me Kirk, but let me look at my rankings.
I was going to say, who wants to start the wide receiver 2 against the top defense in the rain? So I'm gonna take Christian Kirk over Dotson.
Christian Kirk gets is Jacksonville. Christian Kirk
Houston.
gets the Texans. I have him 25th. And I've already forgot who the other one was. Jahan Dotson gets The Bills, yeah, shitty weather. I have him at 36, so I think Christian Kirk's the option there, and we just hope it's a Kirk week and not a Ridley week.
Well, Zay Jones is out too, so I mean, you already know.
Yes, he is. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, he's going to be on the field. Yeah.
Kirk. It was Kirk, not Christian like. So I'm seeing a lot of out on Twitter discussion with the Philly running back situation here. Do we know, is Rashad Penny still getting healthy scratched? He's
No,
just
he
gone.
played last week.
No, but do we know this week? They're a Monday nighters, so we don't even know. That's what scares me. Like I see a lot of people saying Gainwell and Swift and all that. Like you've got to assume Penny's a healthy scratch this week, right? But we don't know that for sure. This could be a 3-headed nightmare.
Well, I think Boston Scott's out already, so I think
No, he is. I think he's on the IR. Is he not?
So then he's not. They're not going to scratch Penny unless they want to bring up Sermon, which I doubt they do. But
Sherman's with the Colts now, isn't he? Or he just got
Sermon. Yeah, Trey Sermon was cut. He's on the Colts.
Yeah.
Who's the?
Yeah, the Colts. The Colts cut Deion Jackson and activated.
Oh,
Trey
you're
Sermon,
right.
like 2 days ago.
That's right. I missed that.
SC on top of shit today, man.
Well done.
Last week, I think he was hungover in the start sit. Today, he brought his A-boy, which means he might just be drunk. So,
coffee.
oh yeah, what's in the coffee?
Yeah, let me see that.
Irish? Yeah, is that Irish?
A Bailey's one.
Hey, get up and walk a straight line on the show. All right, so where was? No, yeah. So I've got. I'm trying to look through. Where do you guys got the Eagles' backs? I have Swift is my highest. I have him at 19. I don't love the matchup against the Eagles or the situation. I'm still scrolling to try and find the others. I've got Gainwell at 41. I don't even know if I have Penny. Oh, I do. I have Penny ranked at 63. So I have them basically 20, 40, 60. Are we like starting Swift as an RB2 or a flex and Gainwell as a desperation flex and that's it? Or
I'm worried if Swift gets the same carries, right? Like I don't want him to get that many carries. He's electric, but he's also someone that proved he can't get that much of a workload, right? So if they have a week off, this may be the week, right? Because it is a tougher matchup. So you might actually see Jalen Hurts get a little bit more involved with the passing game and not utilize what they did with Swift last week because of his injury history. Because if he's gone, you're running with Kenny Gainwell and, Rashad Penny the rest of the way unless you go after Fournette. But
no, you're 100% right. And I said that earlier in the week. I can't remember the exact stats, but it was something like in the 3 games in his career in Detroit where he had 22 carries or more, he left the next game with injury. So he had 22 last week? Means he's going to leave with injury. Like it happens without fail every time he gets 22 carries. Only happened 3 times. All 3 times he's been gone. So
well, yeah, Tampa's a pass funnel defense too. So like they're not going to just try and pound the rock against them. They're going to open it up because they have the weapons where they can absolutely just murder Tampa. Like you can just onslaught them. So they can pass a little bit higher this game, and I expect them to do that.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to running a timeshare. Swift was one of my nervous flexes of the week. Like you're going to put him out there because he had a great last week, but I'm a little worried that he's going to get rocked by Vita Vea early in the game and just be the end of it.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening. So we've gone through some of the list of inactives here. We already talked about Jones and Watson. SC just mentioned Zay Flowers is out. We obviously think that's a boost for Ridley and Kirk, possibly Ingram, or does it really matter?
Ingram's an every week starter at this point. You're not going to find something better on the waiver wire.
Kirk, wide receiver 2, 3?
Yeah. Kirk's a wide receiver 2 for me this week, and Ridley's like pushing in that wide receiver 1 range.
Yep, especially with Zay Jones out.
Yeah, like they're going to get volume.
Eckler out. What are we thinking about Josh Kelly? I have to look at my ranks. I don't even know where I have Kelly. I have Kelly at 12.
He's got a good matchup this week. Yeah, like I'm playing Kelly. He's got a really good matchup this week.
Confident start. Probably not 12. That feels a little high to me, but very confident start.
Yeah,
he's
like
14 for me.
I had it based off of my projections just on workload and bad defense, and I didn't realize I had him that high. 12. That is, I am apparently quite high on him.
It's going to be a shootout, and he might score multiple times this week, just like the way that offense is set up, and they're just going to get down, give him the goal line, score a touchdown. So, like, yeah, he's a high end, like RB2, RB1 for me.
Jalen Waddle out. So, obviously, Tyreek is Tyreek. Who else is a beneficiary? Do we see Mostert involved more in the pass game?
Who wants to start River Craycraft?
I was going to say A-Chain. Are we going with a tight end or River Craycraft, Durham Smythe?
You guys are going to laugh. Braxton Berrios has been the second on that team in routes run and in targets, and he fits the Mike McDaniels like, hey, fast boy, go in motion and be fast. So I think Barrios is actually a very solid flex play this week because of the scheme and the volume.
I
Yeah,
agree.
they need another person. So yeah, agreed.
I did not have Braxton Berrios on my bingo card for week 3.
I didn't think Craycraft was a person until yesterday.
Yeah, River
He's
Craycraft.
the Washington
He's like a
State
made up
Beavers
name, yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
Cray.
He's a Madden creative player, basically. Yeah.
You're Cray and Crafty if you're playing Craycraft.
Adam Schefter just came out and said Bears defensive coordinator just resigned because of inappropriate activity. That's pretty.
I thought that was a couple days ago.
Was
But
his,
yeah.
Just like redo it. Yeah.
was
He
his
resigned.
play calling that bad it was deemed inappropriate?
Oh, rip.
All right. David Montgomery's out. So we thinking this is a split and a benefit to Craig Reynolds or just Jahmyr Gibbs to the moon?
I'm firing up Gibbs everywhere. Like it's not even. I'm just playing Gibbs. Like this is the week if it's gonna take over because like you don't want to give the ball to Craig Reynolds. Like let's be real, Craig Reynolds he's just a replacement level running back at that. Like he's kind of just a guy. So they're gonna feature Jesus, I can't talk. Gibbs, and he's gonna have a good role. So I'm firing him up everywhere.
So if Craig Reynolds out touches Gibbs, does that move him down for you? Like, do you start to worry about, okay, maybe they're seeing something in Gibbs that I don't know, that they didn't think they saw number 12 there?
DeAndre Swift 2.0. Yeah, I think that's
That's a problem.
Yeah,
I was thinking the
that'd be
exact
like-
opposite contingency. Like, what happens if Montgomery's out 2 or 3 weeks and Gibbs just absolutely dominates? Is Montgomery just a straight up backup after that?
Could be.
At that point, he's just a goal line guy. Like, you
Yeah,
just
it
want
could. It's in the range of outcomes. Like that's entirely possible.
That's
I
what
think-
I was thinking. I hadn't even considered the scary end of it with Craig Reynolds being the guy. You're a sick motherfucker, SC.
Yeah.
Why you gotta go there? I get lots
worse
of Gibbs
things, right?
shares. I hate you.
It's possible.
I don't think Craig Reynolds is going to be the guy, but there is a very real outcome where he out carries Gibbs, but Gibbs gets all of the passing work,
Yeah.
all of the like sexy touches, and
Mhm.
Craig Reynolds just again 9 carries for 44 yards, no touchdown, and Gibbs has 7 receptions, 4 carries, and has himself a hell of a day on 11 touches.
Which I'm cool with that because last week he got 9 targets. I mean, if he's getting 10 touches and then 9 targets, I mean that's probably fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's RB1 easy. Like those are elite numbers to get that.
No Bryce Young. Anybody firing up Andy Dalton? Did you have that on your bingo card for week 3?
So
Andy
like the thing with Dalton is he was actually pretty solid last year. He was not terrible. So like the offense will be better this week with Dalton than it has been with Bryce Young. I bet you. Like they've been a disaster with Bryce Young.
And
So I
also,
expect them to be better.
this was going to be a really fun matchup if Bryce Young played because he's finally getting a super weak secondary. They're down both of their starting corners, both of their safeties are questionable, and their defense is already not that great to begin with. So it was just going to be a great time. But Joker, that's sad.
Alcohol. Alcohol's the
Yeah,
answer.
just-
Joker.
Wild card. Just play a wild card. Just randomly just draw a name, play that person.
Put in Quentin Johnston and just
There
watch
you
the
go.
Chargers game.
Just the
I had
all
a
rookies team.
I had a question, and I think my answer is going to involve Tom Brady somehow. But if Andy Dalton throws a touchdown to Adam Thielen, is that the oldest combination in NFL history? It's going to be what, a
Pushing it.
combined 90?
I mean, well, they had Brady had Gronk like 2 years
Well,
ago.
that's what I was saying. Well, no, I don't even think it would be Gronk. I was thinking more like Brady and Evans, or who else has he played with that was dog shit old? Like how
I mean, AB was pretty old when he played.
how
with
old
them.
was Edelman?
Yeah, he's old.
That
AB,
was like-
that would have
Yeah,
AB could have been in his 30s. Something.
Yeah, like
wow.
yeah, it's up there. It's like
so
a combined
sorry,
age of 80.
Is anybody firing up Andy Dalton in a super flex if they have to?
If you have to, I mean, if you have to, that's desperation, right? So you got to. I
Yeah.
mean, quarterback's hard. I mean, that just means like your other guys, or maybe your Aaron Jones. Maybe you have Zay Jones, all the guys that are out. So you're like, shit, all right, Andy Dalton, let's go. But if you have to play him, yeah, why not?
Andy Dalton or Gardner Minshew?
I think I go
Pretty
Minshew.
easily.
Gardner Minshew.
Okay, I have a weird take here. Is it possible that Gardner Minshew playing is actually a benefit for the pass game? Like
Yeah,
it could be
more-
better for Pittman. They're gonna throw more. He's not gonna run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very
absolutely.
real.
But
Sorry,
Minshew's gonna hurt more when JT comes back than what A Rich would when JT comes back, assuming Jonathan Taylor comes back.
we got OBJ out. I don't think that really impacts anything in Baltimore. This offense looks to be straight up Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers. I don't even think like Bateman at this point. He's looking pretty close to a bust. injuries, bad production, shitty attitude issues. So where do you see Zay? Mid-range wide receiver 2? Anybody higher or lower on him than that?
I think he's a must start this week, though.
Yeah, you
I
got
think
it.
he's becoming a must start. Him and Addison, I think, are the 2 rookies so far at receiver that I have as must start already. And then I think at running back, it's Bijan, and I don't know if Gibbs is a must start, but I keep starting him. There's a couple at tight end. Like I'm starting a lot of
Laporta.
Musgrave, those guys, yeah.
yes, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't remember the Laporta, the Lions one there.
Yep.
And I think Richardson at quarterback was before he went down. So I think we've gotten 3 weeks in. We've got probably 6 to 8 must-start rookies already. Are you think Zay Flowers and Addison are the must-start rookies already, or are they still, flexes with you?
In these
depending on your
matchups,
roster,
they have to
but
be.
yeah, you're playing them. You're playing them unless you're stacked.
Yeah,
This matchup this is the Chargers Vikings. Oh my god, neither team plays defense. This game's gonna be awesome. I don't like either team, and I might just watch this.
It's gonna be a
With
blast.
this game though,
Do a
If
shot every
Madison-
time someone scores.
If
You're
Madison
drunk by the
doesn't
end of the
show
first
out-
quarter.
Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was saying this is Madison's game. This is the first 2 weeks were hard matchups on the run game. So if he doesn't show out, then it's like, all right, this is done. But this
Okay.
is Madison's opportunity.
I think Madison's garbage, and I don't think it's going to matter. But as bad as everyone thinks, the Chargers' run defense hasn't been terrible.
Mhm.
They look like garbage, but they haven't been terrible. I agree. If he can't do something this week, he's completely done. But I think he's completely done. Oh, we got Tim in here. I know this is sit start, but Puka is plus 400. What do you all think?
I don't think that's high enough odds for the, he's been doing it obviously, but 10 plus is a big line, and only a plus 400. That's not a sustainable thing.
Yeah.
So
It's not a,
How
it's
can
you-
not a great. Like, I don't like my odds on that bet. Not at all.
Like I don't.
But-
Do you see a line like? You don't even see lines like this on Justin Jefferson most games.
Nope.
Like, why would I want to take 10? The only one I think I would have felt comfortable with is Cooper Kupp, maybe in his heyday, and even he. How many times did he? Sooner or later, they're going to just start double covering him and realizing nobody else does anything.
or
Yeah,
So,
Tyreek Hill today without Waddle.
yeah, like those are the guys you want
so to
bet
make
on week.
this into a start shit, say because he's questionable, I do believe right now. Say he can't
Let's
go
go.
tomorrow. Who are you starting? Tutu Atwell or Von
Tutu.
Jefferson?
2-2. Like he's been involved. He's been more of a focal point. So I'm not going to put Jefferson above him. I'm just going to play 2-2. Like
Yep.
he's the wide receiver 16 on the season, and he's been really good. So like
Wild.
he's just gone under the radar. I think it's pretty interesting. People don't talk about him, but he's been good.
I just got a question in my little Twitter feed. You guys starting Tua this week or Kirk Cousins?
Probably two. I want to say off the top. Hold on.
Sorry, what was the question? I didn't.
I'm
hear.
playing Kirk. Like I'm chasing Kirk with that matchup. Like I'm just it's an
Yeah.
incredible matchup for I'll play Kirk.
Yeah.
The more I
Say
think
Tua
about it,
or
the more I
Kirk?
play
Yep.
Yeah, Kirk or Tua. Yeah.
Who's Tua got? The Denver
Denver.
defense? I'm going Kirk Cousins.
Kirk.
I have Cousins at 4, Tua at 7.
Kirk's well, isn't Kirk QB1 on the season?
As we all
he's real close to it if he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been
QB1,
lights out.
QB2.
1
Yep.
or 2.
So we're all on board Cousins train.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jordan Love or Justin Fields? Do I keep hurting myself with Fields or trust Love? I forget the matchups here. Let me look.
Jordan
Fields
Love.
Fields is going to
Fields
get garbage
against
time
the
points
Chiefs.
against Kansas City, but
I have
yeah, I'm
Fields
going
at
Fields.
13 against the Chiefs. I have Love at 18 against the Saints. I don't love facing the Saints defense, so I think I'm going Fields.
Same.
Love is on an unsustainable touchdown efficiency, and Fields is on an unsustainable offensive coordinator won't let him run. So Joker's already heard me say this because he asked it in the other show I was on, but Fields is trending up. Love is trending down for this week.
and the thing with Fields is, the downfall is, the Kansas City defense, they typically play bad at the beginning of the season and then, start up at the end. This year, they're actually playing good at the beginning of the season. So, I mean, this could be a rough one for Fields. But, yeah, I mean, I think you have to go with the upside, and their running game isn't the greatest there either. So, Fields may be a little bit better this week.
Yeah, it just shows how high his floor is because he's been dog shit. And the offense has been terrible, and he's getting 15 points a game. Like that's his floor basically when he starts. So if he at all hits any upside in this game, like you're gonna way outscore Jordan Love.
Hey, just a sec. I'm loading one up off of Twitter. Gus, Kendra Miller, AJ Dillon, DJ Moore. Sorry, I was supposed to say need 2 for the flex full PPR. So I think DJ Moore and Kendre Miller for me. DJ Moore is the easy one, I think.
Yeah,
As bad
you,
as
you
they
got
play.
DJ.
I think Gus is. So you see, SC, you go.
No, I would say, I mean, if you want excitement, I would go Kendry, but DJ Moore is the safer one.
Yeah, I think DJ Moore has to play, and then Gus with Justice Hill out, like he's going to get all the volume. They just activated some veteran that I don't care about. So I think,
What's his name?
yeah,
The guy from Denver.
it's going to be a tough matchup, but I think
Who was
he's
it?
going to
Melvin
fall in for
Gordon?
a touchdown.
Yeah, it's Melvin Gordon. Yeah.
So
This is
If
the
you-
game that Melvin Gordon just gets like 2 touchdowns at the goal line.
That would be
It's
so
crazy.
fantasy. It would be perfect, right on the goal line. They're like, all right, in comes the big back. 'Cause,
Tony
he's
Jones
huge.
Jr. last week.
So yeah, exactly.
Who are
right.
we going with here? DJ, and then we're
DJ
split on
and
Kendre or Gus?
And honestly, Dylan's in the same tier. That's 3 just gross running back options.
At least like I'm not playing Dylan, man. We've seen it too much. Like I'm just burned by him. At least Kendre has that tantalizing upside, and Gus is one of the more efficient running backs, like per touch, like on the ground in like NFL history. So like you know Gus is going to produce. It's
The
just
thing is, I know Tony Jones came through last night for the Saints, but I like Kendrick Miller better, and
Yeah.
Jay Willie there. So I
Mhm.
mean, there is some upside there, but again, he's a rookie. This is basically his pro debut, right? So
Mhm.
you're riding the okay, let's just shoot for the stars.
I'm taking
and
2
then-
shots. I'm plugging Gus in. I'm going to sleep.
yeah. Gus is like the safer play, but Kendre is that upside just because he's the guy who has those traits where he can be a very explosive rusher in the league. So like that's what you're chasing with him.
Start 2. The 2 Steelers, Rashad White or Kendre Miller?
Pick your favorite Steeler, then Rashad. It's the Raiders are giving up 37.1 fantasy points to the running back position. So you just got to pick the right one in Pittsburgh, and I think it's going to be into the Najee show this week. So
I
Najee
like-
and Rashad for me.
I think I like Warren. Warren and Rashad White, I think. I have Warren stashed everywhere. I think him and Roshan are my stashes for guys who I think are going to take over. Whether he does that this week or not, I think I agree with you. Najee's probably the safer play, whereas I would need Warren to win the job this week, and if I'm wrong, it's a bust. So, yeah, the safe play is probably Najee and Rashad White. Thoughts, guys?
Yeah, and if you look at projections, they're Najee and Warren are back to back. It's like 10.8 and 9.9. It's like it just shows you like the community has no confidence in the two of them, so you got to pick one. But yeah, it's Rashad the easy start.
I'm trying to find these guys. They're all so far down. Actually, I think, do I have Rashad White ranked the highest? Ew, that's gross.
I would assume so.
25 for White. Miller's 33. Warren's 30. No, it's got to be Najee. Najee, I have the highest. I have Najee at 21. Rashad White, 25. Warren, 30. And Miller, 33. So, yeah, my answer is Najee and Rashad White. Despite the fact that I wanted to get a little cute there and shoot for the moon with Warren. It appears to be Najee and Rashad White. Anything else?
If Najee doesn't do it this week, like I'm just writing him off. Like this is the week for him.
This-
I
If
think,
he
Yeah,
does
he's
not produce this
make or
week,
break.
then it's just
I
exactly.
think it's time to start writing him
And
off.
I think the coaching staff feels the same way too. They're like, look, you got to do something or Warren's taking this over.
Oh, for sure.
You
You
guys
only
got
be so
anything
bad.
else filtering in yours? I'm scrolling through Twitter here, looking through my my questions and comments coming in, but I've got so much all over the place. It's hard to find some.
Here, I've got a couple. Tutu Atwell or Sky Moore in a standard league.
2-2.
2-2.
Cool. That's what I said. That's pretty quick and cut and dry.
Yeah. I don't know what I have them ranked, but that one off the top of my head. You said 2-2 and Sky.
Yep.
I've got 2-2 at 28. Sky is going to be significantly lower, 55.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that
Yep.
was not even close for me. Never at the beginning of the season, I would have never imagined saying 2-2, and it's not even close. 2-2, and it's not even close. So.
I've got another one that I said mostly as a joke, and then everybody yelled at me on Twitter. Garrett Wilson in the gross weather game,
the
or
other
Ken-
guy,
or Kendra Miller in
Kendra
your
Miller.
flex.
Kendre Miller.
I've
Yeah,
been
no,
on
seriously.
the
Like,
sit Garrett Wilson train all weekend.
Yep.
The terrible weather. Zach Wilson sucks. And what is Bill Belichick known for doing?
Taking away the number one option.
And what is Garrett Wilson?
Number one option. I'm on the same
The
page.
only
guys.
option.
Garrett Wilson. Sit
Yeah.
Garrett fucking Wilson. You didn't even need to tell me who it was. I said the other guy.
yeah, like Wilson's a borderline top 30 wide receiver this week, so that's where it's just like
Brutal.
really, if you have a decent option, I'm just playing him over Garrett Wilson. It
Yeah.
sucks because he's so good, but man, Zach Wilson's like a hurricane with bad weather. Just no, thank you. Like I don't,
Yep.
I just don't even want to deal with that.
I'm trying to see if we
Wait,
got
here's
anybody
one.
else got anything in there.
This
So
is
go ahead,
one
SC.
of my leagues. Start 2. Marquise Brown, Isaiah Pacheco, Brandon Cooks, or Cortland Sutton.
Okay, can you once I'll type them in. What was it?
Marquise Brown,
Okay, Hollywood,
Pacheco,
Pacheco.
Sutton, or Brandon Cooks.
Okay, for me, this one is. You know what, Sutton? I looked at the numbers the other day. He was on a bunch of waiver wires, and I was like, I wonder if he. I was desperate. And I looked at him like Sutton's actually put up a decent game last week, so I think Sutton's probably the easy play here. I'm not sure about the other matchups, but what was the last one?
Brandon Cooks.
Cooks. Okay, I put Cook, but that's supposed to be Cooks. I think it's Sutton, and I have to decide between Hollywood and Pacheco, but I got to go look up the matchups first.
So
Hollywood
Pacheco's. Yeah, you go.
I'm good.
Okay,
I was
so
gonna say Holly. Oh, I'm sorry. go ahead.
all right, so Pacheco has the Bears, who have the 7th ranked defense for running backs, and then Hollywood is going against Dallas with no Trayvon Diggs. So if you trust Josh Dobbs, throw up a Hail Mary with Hollywood. If you need 6.7 fantasy points, Pacheco.
Where is I'm looking at Pacheco on mine. So far, I would say Sutton's the easy one for me. I have Pacheco as RB18. It's tough to compare because they're different positions. My gut is telling me it's easy Sutton and then probably Hollywood. Anybody
Aaron,
else disagree with that?
I think you got to move Pacheco way down those ranks, big guy. He's going against the Bears, who they're going to get the doors blown off of him. He's dealing with an injury and might not even be active at game time. It's trending towards he's going to play.
No. Okay, I don't disagree that he's not. What did I say? RB18.
Yeah.
He's not that good, but the problem is, have you looked at the list of running backs that are starting this week and the
Yes.
ones who are missing? There aren't 15 startable. Like SC
Yeah.
is RB17 in my rankings. That's why Pacheco's 18. So
Get him
Yeah.
on our roster. Let's
Hey,
go.
get me
Yeah.
in. Let's go.
No,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would-
playing.
See,
Pacheco.
what do you want? You're on San Fran, and they already played. What's your jersey on? Oh no, you're a Falcons,
Nice,
right?
Debo.
Oh no, you're okay. So
Yeah.
you already
Debo,
played,
baby.
so you're already a 0. So I got to move you down in my rankings.
I was backed up to CMC.
Now he's going to be RB30 instead of 17 with 0 points.
Fair enough.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah, I'm just not playing Hollywood in this matchup. I want no part of it. So I'm gonna chase Pacheco, and it's like a positive game script. So like that's one they can lean on him as long as he's playing and healthy, which it looks like he is. I mean, obviously that's the question mark. So if you're worried, just play Hollywood. But if you have confidence Pacheco's playing, I'm playing Pacheco.
My biggest question is Sutton. I mean, the Miami secondary is just looking nice. They have 2 good safeties back there, so I just don't know if Sutton capitalizes on that this week. I do like him. And Pacheco, yeah, I think just chasing the upside where I don't really trust any of the other running backs. The good thing is I still have Cooks, and Cooks plays at the same time as Pacheco. So if I'm feeling like, okay, maybe this is it, because I like Cooks, and he's finally back and he's healthy, so it'll be a good game against Arizona too.
Well, and then like Judy's finally getting back because like he last week was his first week back, right? And he was kind of like on a snap count, so he'll play more this week. So like I don't think Sutton's gonna be as good as he has been, but it'll still be good.
Kareem Hunt on a snap count they just announced. Not that really impacts
it's
anything.
it's a Jerome
I
Ford
don't
week.
think you were playing him unless you had no choice. We got one coming up here. Pick 2. DK, Terry McLaurin, Jacoby Myers, Gabe Davis, Michael Thomas. I think it's Metcalf for sure. And who do the freaking who does Washington have this
It's
week?
Washington against the Bills, so McLaurin's off my board. It's Myers against the Steelers, which is a juicy matchup for a wide receiver too.
Yeah.
It's Gabe Davis against the Commanders, which could be a juicy matchup. And then Michael Thomas, slant boy king, going against the Packers. So
I
I'm gonna
think
play
it's-
Metcalf and Myers, but MT's right next to Myers.
I'm on the same page as Jesse.
Yeah, me too. Me too, DK and
Yeah.
Myers. One sec. I got some more. I just got to load them up here. It takes a second. Got to find them on my stupid. I hate it when things upload or update on Twitter here. I had them and then I lost them. What was it? You guys got any more? Well, I try.
No, I'm just reading the
Okay,
comment
just
from
a
the
sec.
Joker.
Bill Belichick's Super Bowl is kicking the crap out of the Jets, especially if they're building. But that's not nice. Tell us where they hurt you, Joker. Ertz, Musgrave, or Higbee. That's fucking ugly. Is it scary that my first instinct was Ertz? It would have been Higbee, but I think Higbee's droppable now.
I think it's Ertz.
Ertz at 17, Musgrave 23, Higbee at where the hell is Higbee? Higbee at 14, so it's Higbee for me by 2. which is
Yeah, it
terrifying.
depends what you need in this matchup. If you need a floor, like it's Ertz, like he's going to give you somewhat of a floor. If you want upside, it's not Ertz. So like if you're chasing in a matchup, don't play Ertz. Play either one of the other guys, like Musgrave if you're bullish on him, or Higbee. Like I'll just chase Musgrave just because they lost Watson and it's only those other wide receivers, but it's not a great matchup either for him.
Okay, I'm typing one in right now. Half PPR, Gabe Davis, Jacoby Myers, Eli Moore.
It's Myers, Gabe, Moore for me in that order.
Yeah. Like if you want to shoot the moon, like we talked about last week with Gabe Davis again, but I'm going Myers. He's safer. He's going to produce. Like we saw when he was healthy, how to use him. Yeah.
Gabe Davis, yeah, you want that over the top touchdown, and that's not a guaranteed every week. So yeah, Myers is safer.
They have
just real quick. Gabe Davis did have 7 targets last week and 92 yards.
Yeah, but it was against the Raiders, and this week it's against Washington.
It's an equally bad matchup or good matchup.
I think their secondary's better. I take him against the terrible secondaries because he needs to get loose for one.
They're great on sleeper.
I take Jacoby Myers this week.
I love that.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Damian Pierce or Garrett Wilson? Ugh.
Oh man.
Pierce, and it's so gross to say it. Don't make me. Why do I gotta start Pierce in this one? Who's yeah, I'm playing Pierce.
Yeah, I mean that's not. It's sad because I just don't trust Garrett Wilson right now. It's just bad. Pierce playing against Jacksonville, that's not horrible. He just hasn't done what we want, right? So I mean, maybe they try to flip that game script and give him more carries like we want to see. So yeah.
Gross, but I think I'm taking Pierce. But I'm going to feel so stupid if Wilson gets a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he hits the touchdown, I'll probably outscore him. But, that's actually interesting.
Michael Thomas or Jaden Reed?
It's
I think Reed's the upside. Jordan loves this kid, and he's looking great right now. So I think Reed is the upside, but the safe bet is Thomas.
I actually think Reed has a pretty safe floor too. Like he's getting the short shovel pass stuff. He's getting some design touches. I think it's Reed by a hair, but these are both wide receiver 3 options at best.
Yeah, like it's not the thing for Reed is he's playing the Saints. I don't like that matchup a ton, but yeah, like you can go back and forth like you're saying. I'm just gonna take the consistency of MT. I know for sure over Reed, but if you want to shoot for upside, like yeah, Reed seems like the upside.
I think I'm going to Reed here too. Lack of target competition. How about that one? Oh, just a second.
Not even close.
You guys discussed that one. I got another one coming in.
Well, I mean, this is easy. It's James Cook, even though he's small and doesn't get touchdowns. He's the running back, 8 on the year with no touchdowns?
Yeah, with no goal line work, no 2-minute work. He's still the RB8. Yeah, so I'll go Cook, Ford, and Wilson. Like I'm playing Ford over Wilson. I'm not playing Wilson, man.
Yeah, Cook, Ford, Wilson. Warren or Rachaad White?
Rashad's safer, but I don't like his matchup. That's what worries me about him.
Yeah,
you got to play Rashad.
Yeah, because you don't know if Najee comes out and they give him, 15 plus carries. Rashad, is getting the work, right?
I just would not be surprised if Warren outscores Rashad today, at all. Like that would not shock me.
I could see Rashad end up with 10 carries, 2 catches, and 22 total yards.
Mm-hmm.
And Warren breaks off 1 run and it just ruins all of this. But Rashad is supposed to be safer. Supposed to be safer. Rashad.
Alrighty.
I hate those Monday night matchups where it's have another guy can start Sunday, but the Monday night matchup is the better.
Yep.
Damian Pierce, Josh Kelly.
Josh Kelly by 100.
Yeah, all in on Josh Kelly, which sounds.
And
so
also,
to say.
Damian Pierce they're missing their starting left tackle. It's a bad matchup. They're going to be behind early. Damian Pierce doesn't catch passes. It's tough.
Until we see differently, that's kind of how it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Miles Sanders, Gabe Davis.
So I'll actually like Sanders in this matchup against the Seahawks because Dalton's going to check down more than Bryce Young has. So he has that in his favor, and they're going to likely be behind. They're going to depend on Sanders. They have no other options. So if you need a safe bet, I'm going Sanders. And I've been anti-Sanders this entire season, but I'm going to play Sanders this week.
I go Sanders too. Anybody disagree?
Sanders.
I go with Sanders, but I think it's closer than we want to say because Chuba Hubbard was getting a lot of run last game, so just something to keep an eye on.
Love, Stroud, or Ritter?
None of them.
Dude, I really want to play Stroud, but
I want to play Stroud too. I forget who they're playing now.
See?
playing the
Ritter's
Jags.
safer. Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible matchup for him. And they're gonna pass a ton. So like I'll go Ritter, Stroud, and then Love because Love's playing the freaking Saints. I don't want to play him.
I have
So
it.
yeah, I'll have it that way.
Love 18, Stroud 20, Ritter way down at 28. So I'm going Love, but you're right. As I look at it, I feel better about CJ Stroud's matchup. I don't want any part of that New Orleans Green Bay game. I think both defenses are underrated. I'm going to redo that. I think I'm going to take Stroud there.
I think Stroud turns into a pumpkin this week, but I also think he's a low-end QB2, and I have Love and Ritter below that.
Right. Full PPR, Puka or Ridley?
Ooh.
Mm,
Well, I know Aaron's answer because it's
God, I love
Ridley,
these
so.
questions.
This
I
is
didn't have
actually
to
tough.
answer this. And my answer is assumed.
the
Just
thing
so
is,
we-
if you go
Do
ahead,
we
my
know
bad.
if Luka's healthy or like 100%, or is he good? Like I haven't heard anything. Like I'm expecting him to
It
play,
looks
but
like
I know
he's
he's still
gonna
kind of
play.
questionable.
He's playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Puka. I have him higher in my ranks. I'm gonna play Puka.
Always for Monday nights when a guy comes in with the questionable chag, the week prior though, you always want to have a backup just because you don't want to get that goose egg for an out. So I like Puka more definitely, but to be safe, you want to make sure you have someone that you can plug in just in case the worst happens.
100%.
Derek Stingley's out on the Texans. Ridley's a freak. I think you have to start both of these guys. So I'd love to see what the rest of your roster looks like and try and find a way to fit both in there.
And Petrie's out again, so
Megan Ninja, if you're
Yeah.
still in the stream and you can hear us, send us some more info about what else you've got for options if we can get both of those in the lineup.
Yeah, because like those are both like basically wide receiver one. So I don't know why you would bench either one of them.
Javante by 100.
Javante.
Times the 1,000.
What he said. What he said. Javante.
Ooh, the next one's juicy. I actually like these two.
Ooh.
I'm going Reynolds. So like he's been good and he's been involved. I like Tank Dell a lot, but like Reynolds has been a focal point of that offense. So like I'm gonna play Reynolds. It's a freaking like juicy matchup. But I get it with the Falcons, but I'm not worried about that. And then Tank Dell, it's just he's good, but I'm waiting a little bit with him.
Mhm. Same page. Josh Reynolds clearly the wide receiver 2 in that offense, and Amon-Ra's a little banged up. So I didn't think I'd say this a month ago, but Josh Reynolds is going to be integral to the Lions' success.
It's just been so chaotic already to start the year. Just so many guys. Just like, wait, this guy? Oh yeah, this guy. We're confident now.
So this is for me then, just because y'all said that, and we have a few minutes. Josh Reynolds or Hollywood?
Reynolds.
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 It's gross to say, but Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean, he's like seeing the volume, he's running the routes, and like they're targeting him. So yeah, like I'll
Yep.
take Reynolds over whatever the hell's thrown to Hollywood in Arizona.
Algier Ford. I think I'm going Ford here.
Yeah.
Ford.
God,
Yeah.
that's a great. He's
But
playing Detroit though, man. Oh yeah, that's a juicy matchup for Algier too.
Yeah. Their run defense has been better this year, but
Okay, 1 sec. We'll double back to the Puka Ridley question. He has rest of his receivers can't sit
Jesus.
at CD.
Hmm.
I'm
Do you have
benching
anyone
Zay.
on your flex you can sit?
Yeah.
You got to bench Zay of those guys. Like
Okay, yeah.
You can start
That's
off by doing
disgusting.
it though.
I actually real
I play
quick.
Zay over Ridley, I think. I bench Ridley.
I think benching CD might be in play this week. I know that's weird to say out loud, but they're playing the Cardinals. They're going to get up by 1,000. CD might be game scripted out of the game, and I don't think that unless he gets an early big play, he might be a lower option than we want to admit.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't do it with CD. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
bench him. He's too
It's-
good. Like it's so hard to like talk yourself into that.
These are 5 must-start options this week.
Yeah. Like I have Zay a tier below. Like, well, I have CD in his own tier above these guys. Then Ridley and Puka together, and then Zay is like clearly behind
Yep.
them. And he's
Mega
like,
Ninja, I'm coming to you for draft advice next August. So shoot me a text.
Does it matter who he sits?
No.
I'd like to see what his flex options are. Hopefully he can sit someone there, but good God. I think I'd sit Ridley. I like Zay better, but I just hate this.
With this lineup, if your super flex option is like a Zach Wilson or like a Dobbs, you start.
Can you
off
bench your quarterback?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fryermuth or Kincaid?
Kincaid, man, it's supposed to be a juicy matchup for Fryermuth, but he's like just not seeing targets. I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe Mike can speak on this a little bit, but like it's been a disaster for him to start the year. So I am scared of Fryermuth, even in a good matchup.
Well, Deontay's out now, right? So it could be a little bit more room for him to grow a little bit there. So I mean, Kincaid has a lot more threats for him, on
Yeah.
the offensive game. So I think I go Freiermuth.
Yeah, real quick to hit on the Freiermuth thing. So he was dealing with a rib injury in the back half of week 1. They were nursing it a little bit week 2, so they weren't giving him a lot of hospital balls over the middle of the field. Even with Deontay out, he still only had 1 target, but he was on the field for the majority of snaps, running a lot of decoy routes and things like that. I think that this is the matchup that he should be having a bounce back. I would start Freiermuth over Kincaid, but both are low-end tight end 1 options.
Did we? Okay. Is there something wrong with Kirk Cousins? Why is someone in my league adding Nick Mullins, the backup quarter from Minnesota? What the hell is going
Somebody's just
Okay,
bored.
so here's the last
It's a
4
VP.
ads. Here's the last 4 ads on my work dynasty league this morning in the last hour. Add Nick Mullins, add Ronnie Rivers, add Carson Wentz, add Durham Smythe. What the fuck are we doing?
I love the
At
Durham
least, like-
Smythe had.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least Durham Smythe. Like, there's something there. The other guys, I don't know what. I just
don't
saw
know what the
the
hell's
Twitter
going
of
on. Did we miss
Cousins
something?
looking like the ultimate.
Well,
dad.
the
Just a
Ronnie-
week.
The Ronnie Rivers is the handcuff in case.
Yeah, I get that, but
That goes down.
did we miss something with Cousins? Did he die this
No,
morning? Like, what the
I
fuck's
guess.
going on?
He's projecting Kirk Cousins to.
Somebody's
I
probably trying to
have-
spook you by picking him up.
I have heard the rumors if they go 0-3, then it's okay. We may need to start tanking. Like people are saying, tank for Caleb in Minnesota. So
Trade him to
QB1, but
freaking New
hey,
York.
I'm like, you know what?
Trade him to New
0-3,
York.
let's put in Mullins. Never know.
Pickett's or
Oh.
Myers, whatever that. John Mayer or Pickett.
Ooh, I actually like
Pickens.
this week.
No,
Pickens.
Deontay, I go Pickens.
Yeah, it's gross to say it, but I'm taking Pickens.
Which one are you going to feel dumber if they go off on your bench?
Yeah,
This-
that's the thing.
This
Well,
one,
see, like I'm a
this
Jacoby
one's
guy, so
fun.
that's harder for me.
Addison and Zay.
Addison and Zay.
No.
Addison's the
Pick
must.
one.
Pick
Addison.
one.
Zay.
Zay.
I think it's Addison. That's funny that out of all those options, nobody picked Garrett Wilson. Bet we didn't see that
Yep.
coming.
Happy Zay Flowers Day to those that celebrate.
Sick.
We got 1 minute till the game starts, boys.
I know.
Sure,
I'm trying to
1
see
minute.
if there's any other ones up here, but I think we got to most of them. All right, so I guess that's the last one. We'll give it about 30 seconds here in case anybody in the chat has one, and then we'll wrap it up. You guys got any other pressing business before we call it a day and go try and do our last minute lineup setting here? Anybody? Got anything you want to promote? Stuff you're doing? SC, you got some stuff going on? Anybody? Articles?
Got a IDP start sit article out. So for week 3, if y'all need some IDP help, go look at that. And it comes out every Thursday on RPO Football.
Oh, you release yours Thursday? I release mine Wednesday. You got to go release it Tuesday so I can copy and paste yours onto mine. Save me so much work, man. I don't want to research it.
I'll just give you the
I got a waivers article dropping every Monday morning. I have a show that I go live on every Tuesday night, the Fantasy Football RPG podcast. And then I'll do random fantasy things of whatever tickles my fancy throughout the week. So
See, Mike is considerate. He drops his waivers on Monday so I can copy it and put it in Tuesday.
you're welcome.
Thank
Smart man.
you, Mike. How about you, Jesse? What do you got going?
I got to take number 2, so I'm out. I will see y'all in a minute.
That's
But
not
yeah,
what we
no.
were here to promote,
That's
Jesse.
what we're promoting. No, for real. I got the show with you that we're doing multiple times a week on the
And on that note, everyone, try
yeah,
not to have a
just wrap it
shitty
up.
week
Just wrap
3.
it up.
Don't have a shitty week 3 like Jesse's going. Thanks for joining us, guys. What a way to end the show. All right. Good luck in week 3, everyone. This is Aaron for SC, Mike, and Jesse. Thanks for watching Rat Pack Fantasy Football Week 3 Live Sit Start Show. Check back with us tomorrow. We're going to do the Week 3 recap with me and Jesse, and I think it's Tim. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully there's no major injuries. Don't have a shitty week like Jesse. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Woohoo!